Hill, Minoman singers, I believe, and we're blessed with some unbelievable princes and braves extraordinaire that we'll be introducing here a little bit later as we bring in our staff and our colors. So if you can hear us outside there, we'll invite you to make your way back into the convention here. And on behalf of the White Earth Nation Tribal Council, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all you people here in attendance in this very special day, which is taking place here with our inauguration of our incumbent tribal chairman and also our new District 3 representative. So our honor guard is ready to go over there. We'd like to ask the royalty to fall in behind our staff and our colors. And drum groups, we need you back at your drum group, also our singers. It's an honor and a privilege to be with all you beautiful people here this morning as we look forward to this each year, our annual inauguration, the elections that take place every 2 years throughout the 6 tribes making up the Minnesota Chippewa tribe here in the great state of Minnesota. I'm kind of happy the news this morning, but I'm going to leave it up to our chairman and the rest of our council to share those great news we have heard about our governor. Our future is looking quite bright. We have had many allies in the political arena as we have to deal with legislative issues that take place from time to time. And there could be not a time better than what's going on with our 3 surrounding counties that represent the White Earth Nation on the issue of our state forests and so forth. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I want to say it's an honor and a privilege to be here and asked to be part of this beautiful celebration as an enrolled member here under the Pillager Band of the White Earth Nation. And when we bring on our staff and our colors, it always reminds me of our ancestors that have come and gone before us. They fought to protect and preserve this beautiful way of life, the songs you're about to hear at this time, and the manner our dancers come in this arena. They defended a way of life. They took a stand. They defied the federal government to fight and protect and preserve, which we have here today, that we're all gathered here today. They were visionary at that time, our ancestors and our forefathers. And as we always open up with our prayers, we acknowledge those that have come and gone before us. And so when we look at our sacred eagle staff that represents us, the U.S. flag, the state flag, the tribal nation flags, we think of these individuals, not only the individuals that wore the uniform, that served proudly in the U.S. Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, National Guard, that stepped up to the plate. They defended this way of life, that we can express ourselves freely with our language, our traditions, and our culture. They fought every battle that we're here today as you listen to this beautiful song and we look upon our host color guard and honor guard. So ladies and gentlemen, if you would at this time, if you're able to rise, we're gonna go over to Smoky Hill at this time to deliver our grand entry song. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to welcome and present the White Earth Nation host, honor guard, princess and braves extraordinaire, and our tribal leadership. How about a round of applause for this beautiful grand entry? to our proud veterans, princesses and braves extraordinaire, and to the leadership, our tribal council, full representatives, on a beautiful song that is honoring each and every one of us at this time. Big Witch, thank you very much, Smoky Hill, for that beautiful song. Manoman singers stand by. Our second song is referred to as a flag song. They say about 200 years ago when the country was formed, which we were formed before the country was formed, they recognized the statehood, how important the flag was represented to the United States. So in conjunction with that, the flag songs were called upon. And what the song signifies is the same as our national anthem. It represents the greatness of all of us as a nation and as a homeland. And when we hear that song, it reassures us who we are with the protectors of the people. So this song here will recognize our staff and the colors and everybody here in attendance. Manoman singers, one more time, boys, if you would, our flag song. Ahoo. Manoman, ahoo, nagabo. Thank you very much, Manoomin Singers. And now we're going to have our third and final song, which we refer to as our victory song. In the victory songs, my friends, we've got much to celebrate, not only the unfortunate wars that have been fought, the battles that have taken place, the battles that have taken place in the federal and state court systems, the right to be sovereign. We celebrate and dance in that song in that manner to celebrate those victories, that we continue on in a good way and we represent ourselves in such a manner. So we go back over to Smoky Hills, if you would, to share our victory song at this time. My friends, what they're singing in this song in the Anishinaabe Ojibwe Mowin, they're talking about the Ogichida, the warrior that faced the enemy, received fire from the enemy in a combat situation, returned the fire to the enemy, and has returned to the homeland as the protectors of the people. Once again, how about a round of applause for these proud warriors, our veterans. All right, Miigwech, thank you very much, Smoky Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, you can have a seat at this time as we're going to turn it over to our veterans and they will take care of our staff and our colors at this time. And then we'll go into our invocation and opening prayer before we go into calling our two distinguished guests here this afternoon. I want to thank my good friend here, you see to my left, Rob Tibbetts, that has never refused the tobacco or the asema that has been offered him to be here, whether it's at a powwow, our ceremonies. He's always stepped up to the plate. So I want to say welcome, brother, and Miigwech, thank you one more time for bringing the opagua in here and your asema. Ahu.
you know, Margaret. You can be sure to Margaret, say, we went into Bucket on the Margaret, and no more. Dash, we Bucket saying the Ma, money to not answer. We went into Dop and not the same man. You George two duck and a gay Ma and the key manning. You know, I go. You Bucket saying the Ma, Washka Bewas. Is your side the same man? Man, the key manning. The mommy naga gyo, you money do mananik, you know us to go. Kabimi manad, you know. Gwetchu magwa, you know us to go. Geji, we gwetchu itagos young. Gyo, you money do mananik. We gay, you bago cinema, Najike wa wasam, we waited your dab not the same man. Is we do quad and Nishanabin. Giabi the bum it is the money the gas award, Oman the keep ananing. We know I go anyway, but go cinema. Now it Jesus is you supposed to do it. When it's gay on, when he came on, meanwhile go, when he keeps waving on. May meet the gay, is you duck on the same man. And it's not been. Me gay, we go cinema, we done the mucking, we went into your dap an hour the same man. You know how to go. Name in the gate, we McQueen of my base, who's all been issues, you will acquire an issue now been, gonna wait a morning, and then wait when and on. We get Akina, Ma, Kijagum, was I mean what, we win it, she does your McGuire as you go. You mind to keep an on, you go cinema. A Sanabe, we waited your dap and the same. Is you will acquire an issue now been, Minoyanagen. What's to go? Is you gonna win them out, the kill. How close we can be going, Ianagen? Miguel, we bogo cinema, Matico Nave. We waited your dop and the same man. Is you will quad, is you gonna win them out, the guy, a gilga, get the guy's origin. We know I go. Is you bum me Howard? A gil, Nayoga Deji go margin, but Martin Miguel, you bogo cinema. Misabi, we win it. You're gonna win the mark. You're going to say the mark. Say mark. Is you gonna win the mark? How can I listen to Ben? Ma make wire Kayanagen. Migae, Kimashumas and Anik. As an evening, we bugger say the mark. We win it. You're dropping out the same mark. Kiwinoa, a gyo. And Egan Kiwidi. Make wire. We bugger say the mark. We went to Judap and now at the same man. Migae, man the beacon, we bago cinema, Mishibiju. We went to Judap and now at the same man. Is you gonna win a mark? Beam it what you win in. Meanwhile, go. Is you will quad? Is you gonna win a mark? Give me a woman a gunjin and on him. Yakina, Kardajim Guan, you bago cinema. We win it. You're gonna win him at Goyang, meanwhile to go. The Minwab and Dogwalk, Akanagego, March, Gardic, they're budget too young. Meanwhile, go anyway, equate you with Tower, Gua. Give me a goes young, give him modesty winning on. Give me no bit modesty winning on. Akanagego, Mar, in the Kim and Arning at Chugardic. Meanwhile to go, we Bago Cinema, get gonna win Dogwalk. Get the school. Get the schomen in Iranic. Get the schomen gun in Iranic. We win it. We made again, we bago cinema, gonna win Dagwak. Gawa Bobby gonna cog. We know I go, we bago cinema, Akina. We do Kawa, don't go. Kezi wa win the Magawad. Kezi Chigawad. Kezi Anuki to Awad. They've been Dago Zinajin. Umagawa Bob gonna cook. He's been given it again, Magjage, Kiwaniki. We bago cinema, now it is. We went into Guapos dude. So I just asked all those spirits I talked to look favorably upon what we're doing here today and help the people that are gonna announce how they're gonna help the people out to be looked after and to guess, to accept the tobacco that they're going to be given, or kind of to listen to what they're going to say. Neil.
Miigwech, Rob, thank you for those kind words and those prayers and offerings for all of us here in attendance today as guests and visitors, and for our tribal nation. We're going to be introducing two individuals. Our newly elected tribal chairman for the second term. I'd like to present at this time and welcome to the mic our tribal chairman, Mr. Michael Fairbanks. How about a round of applause? Newly elected, second term of the White Earth Nation. Big rich fence for that. And, driving up here and thinking about this day today, and, and even asking Rob for a statement here. When I speak, I like to have some in my hand, it helps me. I know there's a lot of, I know that's anxiety for us, especially this morning when I woke up and, when I first turned the TV on and looked at my phones and, seeing that they selected Governor Walz as the vice president running me. So it even made my anxiety even higher. So, but I'll get started here now. Miigwech. Ani bonjour, ani shinabe. Memish kawigaba nishnikas. Migizi dudame. Kawabaga kenakag and doing jaba. Miigwech, everyone. It's been a good 5 years being your chairman. And looking back and at my first inauguration back in 19, because we didn't have one in 2020 because of COVID, and that brings back a lot of memories of our nation and how we prepared and how we got over that hump. A really dark time for not only us as a tribal nation, but Turtle Island and Mama Key, and so it's something that I think about, and thinking about all the memories that I have for the last 5 years, and thinking about my grand entry back then and today's grand entry, and thinking about the songs, the singers, miigwech to them, miigwech to Rob for that beautiful prayer he did for all of us. I think about our council here that's sitting beside me here. I think about our elders out there that, I'm standing up here again, and it's something that I'm really happy, and, things that I talked about in my campaign, of accomplishing things, finishing things. These are things that were handed me to by the other council members. I remember my mentor, Kathy was like the one that was closest to me. She's always supported me. I think about those times when we flew out to DC and went around the country and lobbied and worked hard for our nation. Thinking about the batons that was given to me to hand and move forward with our nation. The cannabis, our healthcare, the jobs, even the land back, which I will continue to carry that baton. And these are the initiatives that I take, our council takes, that we're gonna keep moving forward. I know the meetings that we have between, when we started these
the conversations, the meetings that we have with our lobbyists, the meetings we have with our strategists, that everything that we do, I talk to my council, and I think it's important, and that communication is always a plus with us up here, and Laura Lee coming on now, at my side now. So it's something that I'm really excited about for the next 4 years of working with Laura Lee, because I worked with her for as long as I worked at the RBC. I know Laura Lee's always had, that leadership in her and that ability to be an Ogima Kwe. So this is what I'm excited about. I'm excited about our cannabis division, that we started together. I didn't start it. I just carried the baton. But we have over 50 jobs over there. We're growing. We're feeding other nations our medicine. That was one of the things that we talked about is there's a name of our cannabis company, Wabigwan Meshkiki. Wabigwan is flower. Meshkiki is medicine. This is something that we talked about, not this council, other councils we talked about how that medicine can help all of us and our people and all the people across Turtle Island that's been helping people. And we took the initiative to move forward and take the steps to invest into our company, our cannabis company. So I'm really, really proud of that. The accomplishments that we're moving forward, and we're in full expansion mode. And we talk about the timelines that we're on. When I campaigned out there this last year, I was out talking to most of you out there. I tried to knock on everyone's door. I still believe in that way of campaigning, that grassroots style of getting out there and talking to you face to face. I've always been a person to take constructive criticism. So if you yelled at me or said something to me, I've never took it to heart. I know there's things out there that are dear to all of us out there, especially our children, our youth, our elders. Our youth is especially, talking to Rob and Rob becoming our cultural coordinator and talking about immersion. One of the things why I look up to him and ask him to help me, because he was one of my grandkids' teachers at Nagani in Bug School. Taught them the ways, taught them the Ojibwe language, Mowin. It's important that we keep our culture, our language strong with our people. It's important. I do as best I can out there with my language, our language, and I learn new words, say my prayers. I remember last week when I was sitting out in Detroit. I was in the city of Detroit at a Chinoa Hotel with all the lieutenant governors across the country were there. And Peggy Flanagan, head of the Democratic Lieutenant Governors Association, invited me there. And she handed me tobacco to talk to the group. And, I was kind of like, huh? So it was kind of like, okay, well, and I stopped and I thought about it and I was like, this is what it's about. The 5 years I've been here as chairman is accepting this the same from all of you. So you believe in me and our path that we take, and steering the ship, our ship as tribal council of trying to navigate and move things around and how to be strategic about things. I know this past year and I thought about the land back. We have two initiatives going side by side. First, I'll talk about the state forest. We went down here last year and we stirred up a hornet's nest, and we had a lot of how do you say it, publicity on it, from White Earth Nation, trying to get back our 155,000 acres. The council here, we've dug our feet in. We went down to St. Paul. I was in St. Paul every week last winter talking to legislators. We got our way into the Senate. We had our hearing, even though it didn't pass, but it didn't fail. That was the big step that we took there. Was everyone was shocked because they were saying that it wasn't going to go. And our Democratic senators stood strong, and at least they tabled it so it wouldn't fail. And I felt very, very honored by Chairman Herr, Senator of St. Paul, that supported us on this. So Chairman Herr, I give kudos to him for helping us on this. And in the House, we had to go down to the House and get an appointment for a hearing. And that was what took so long for us. We fizzled out there. Our chairman wouldn't give us a date. He kept putting us off till the end of session. And that's where it ended, right there at the end of the session. So our bill didn't really fail. It's just going to continue this next year. We're going to go back down there again. I'm going to be down there every week, lobbying for our land back. So these are things that I really, really telling you about this. And the other land back is Tamarack National Refuge. We continue those talks with that agency, that federal agency. We had our first initiative with the MOA agreement with them. That's the first step to get into co-stewardship. And then we 638 it. Those are things that are coming here real soon. So those will be announcements that we'll be making here, hopefully within the next 6 months to a year, that we'll have, when we get that AFA, which is the annual funding agreement from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Agency out of the Department of Interior. That'll be when we run Tamarack, our tribal nation, our DNR will run. So there's some good things coming. Some very positive things coming for White Earth Nation, that we as a council took these initiatives and began these paths that we're taking today. And I'm so glad so honored to be up here and talking to you. And I know I don't want to be too long-winded with you. Everyone's hungry, so I can hear everyone's stomach growling. But I just want to say, I'm here for you. My door is always open. You call me, I call you back. It's important that I have that relationship with my constituents and my band members. And to think back to you, I ask you to be a part of us, to be a part of our tribal government, be a part of listening to our delegations. When me and Michael here, our Secretary Treasurer, we sit on the TEC. There's constitution reform going on right now. And our nation, we're the only nation here that has 10 delegates on there that represent us. And our tribal elders, miigwech to them for following us, coming to our TEC meetings, supporting your leaders, your ogamas, and our delegations on the decisions that we have to make. But I want to hear from all of you. I can't make that decision. Every time I go in those meetings, they ask me if I'm a yes or no. I say no. I have to hear from my people before I make a decision. That's in my book, that I know that every voice in this room counts. I want you to have the information to make those decisions. So please reach out to our delegations. There's a couple things coming up here in the near future with our Constitution. One of the things that I wanted to bring up was Article 2, which is membership. Right now we have our our attorney, our general counsel for the Minnesota Chippewa tribe, looking at the definition of Minnesota Chippewa. What is the Minnesota Chippewa? We look at the Minnesota Chippewa tribe. We look at the band of Red Lake Chippewa Indians. These are the things that we're looking at, is how do we integrate more of our people, Anishinaabe, into our bloodlines. This is important, and it's up to you to make these calls. I'm really, really, really hoping that we can move forward with some of these issues. There's 3215 out there that's been sitting out there since 2015. That's the other one we have to put out there. We've been lobbying about. I want to put that out there for referendum, kind of the same thing, but that resolution states that accepts all Ojibwe blood in the United States to come into our blood quantum as a Minnesota Chippewa tribe. So we have a few things. That's going on with their TEC, but I guess I will have to end it here. But I want to say miigwech to everyone for coming today, and I don't want to be too long here. But I want to say miigwech and thank you for all your support. I couldn't have done it without you. And that's why I'm standing up here again for another 4 years, representing our people, representing the culture, representing our children, representing our elders, and representing you. Miigwech from you.
Thank you again, Chairman. Our next guest, who I said last year a guest, she's recently elected to what we call our District 3. She's a former employee of our tribe. When I heard Michael, our chairman, talk about grassroots, she reflects the meaning of that to the core. Her fellow workers, when she worked in her various jobs, come to her for help and her leadership and her guidance. She is definitely grassroots, community-based, and represents our tribal nation. I'd like to welcome at this time our newly elected District 3, Laura Lee, if you would. How about a round of applause? Welcome. All right, I overlooked something, I forgot. The oath. We believe you, all right? From last 4 or 5 years, we'll go to the ceremony at this time, and who is swearing you in or swearing at you? Hey. We'll call Rob back up one more time, and then we'll go into our District 3 rep. So at this time, this is official, and it's public, so here we go.
Minnesota wa king e pichi gashkituyen bagosena matwa akina gimani du menanik so we do kaguyen.
Mina gay. Miigwech. Oh.
Our chair just agreed to give me a giant raise. He just did the oath on the tobacco, and he's going to support the Constitution and carry out the duties as well as he's able. All
right. Naho Menawami was sin. Now back to introducing Laura. The oath will take place also as she will finish. So let's welcome her up here with a warm welcome one more time. Laura Lee, newly crowned District 3 representative.
Bonjour, Anin, everyone. Wanakwinsa Dijnakaj, Mikanuk Nadoon, Dam Gawabab, Kanikog, Najundaba. Hello, everyone. My name is Laura Lee Erickson. Turtle is my clan, and I'm from White Earth. I'd like to welcome everyone here today, and Miigwech for coming to share this special day with us. First, I want to say Miigwech for our drum group, for the songs, our veterans for bringing in the colors, but more importantly, to making the sacrifice to serve our country. Thank you and miigwech to Rob Tibbetts for opening up with a prayer, to our MC, Mr. Vince Bile, and all of our beautiful royalty and dancers for joining us also today. I want to say congratulations to Chairman Fairbanks on his re-election. I look forward to working with you and the other tribal leaders throughout the next 4 years. I also want to say miigwech to Annie Jackson for her work for the last 4 years too. I just want to thank everyone who believed in me and supported me throughout this election. I want to thank my husband, my family, my mom, my friends, everybody for pushing me just a little more. So it's been quite the journey, and I couldn't have did it without them. And I want to say miigwech to my assistant, Tiffany Swears. She jumped in with me right on board to assist me, and I appreciate your willingness to learn and assist our tribal people, and your dedication, your support has been really incredible. I'm really honored to stand before you as your new elected District 3 rep. This is a moment of great pride for me, and I'm filled with a lot of gratitude for the trust and confidence you all have placed in me. And I look forward, like I said, with working with all of our tribal leaders and with our community members. Words just don't seem like enough in times like this. So I also want to take a moment to acknowledge our past leaders who served before the tribe. Their wisdom and dedication laid the foundation upon which we stand today. Their dedication and hard work have paved the way for all of our future here. I consider myself pretty lucky, throughout the years I've got to work with many tribal leaders. Some have passed on and some are still here, and I've got to work with a lot of the tribal attorneys and staff and built a lot of good relationships. I want to say miigwech to all of them. During my visits while I was out on campaigning, I heard a lot of various problems and great ideas. And I just want to, continue down that path with them conversations with you all to ensure our reservation continues on that right path. It's easy to identify what is wrong, but we have to remain positive as well so we can keep doing what's right and work together to find solutions what isn't working. We have many programs and employees who dedicate a lot of time and efforts to their jobs. And please know to our employees that your hard work doesn't go unnoticed. We see you. And I really want to just stop and give our employees all a round of applause because they do a lot of work for our communities. I just want to remind people that, we're resilient, we're resourceful people, and together we can overcome any challenge. As a council, we'll continue to work and focus on strengthening our educational programs, our cultural, and our language. We'll continue to protect our natural resources and our needy, our water. We'll continue to improve our healthcare system and our services to our people on and off the reservation, and continue to create some sustainable economic opportunities. Building collaboration between our elder and our youth is a big focus also. One thing I wanted to mention and touch on is our opioid crisis. I think I can look around here and everybody in this room has been affected by it one way or another. Please know our drug task force meetings are just started up this past month. You know, we're going to work really hard to get that back on track and try to prioritize people being released from jails and prisons and get more resource guides out there. And, you know, where the tribe's working on a residential treatment facility and identifying the different housing barriers, how we can get through that. You know, if you don't, I just want to remind people, you know, if you see something that isn't right in your community, make sure to call dispatch or report it to the Paul Bunyan Task Force. You know, we're all into this together. So, and if you know of, if you're struggling or if you know of somebody else that's struggling, whether it's drugs, alcohol, please reach out for help. We're here to help and support one another. And we want to make sure everyone lives the Mino Bamatazewan, the good life. Struggling doesn't make, if someone's struggling, it doesn't make someone a bad person. We need to lift each other up and help one another. I want to touch on our culture and our heritage. You know, our language is really paramount, and we have to keep working together to find and identify ways, whether it's working with, you know, within our schools and using curriculum teachings, cultural camps to continue for our next generations. You know, the tribe created a cultural division, you know, probably a year and a half ago, and I'm really proud of the huge strides that they have made. This was a missing component for a very long time, and they've been helping our communities, they've been helping our employees. So miigwech for that. As a council, we'll continue to search for funding for a cultural center. Our community councils have been doing a phenomenal job. They've been hosting powwows out across our reservation also. This weekend, we have the Pine Point Community Council is hosting their traditional powwow on Saturday and Sunday. You know, it looks like the weather is going to be good, so I hope to see you all there. Another issue I want to touch on is our youth and our elders. We need to bridge between our youth and elders, and we've been discussing natural resource camps for our youth and elders. And I strongly support natural resource camps so we can get our youth out and get them active. We want to teach them how to set up a fishing pole or how to bait a hook, how to paddle a canoe, learn how to bead if they want. And, you know, giving our youth these opportunities is really important. And ensuring our elders are part of these camps is really important because they're the repositories and of our cultural and traditions also. This spring, we were able to take some kids out sucker spearing, and they were at the Boys and Girls Club, and them kids had the time of their lives. Some had didn't know what sucker spearing was, but, you know, the stories they told after we had taken them out, you know, one kid said, "Oh, that sucker was sucking on my big toe." And we all started laughing. And I mean, but that's the stuff, you know, we want them to create them memories, but create them life skills that they can have also and carry with them. You know, to our youth that are here today, just remember, our ancestors faced tremendous challenges. Their resilience and wisdom paved the way for us. You know, in your journey, you're going to encounter obstacles and some moments of doubt, but remember, you're not alone. You come from a lineage of warriors, leaders, and visionaries who overcome adversity and achieved greatness. And always embrace your culture with pride. Believe in your dreams and pursue them with passion. Your unique gifts and perspectives are needed in this world. Whether you aspire to be a tribal leader, an artist, a lawyer, or whatever you choose to be, know that your voice matters and that you have the power to make a difference. The world is waiting for your contributions, and the sky is the limit. So in District 3, we have a few projects I just want to touch on quick. I know everybody's hungry. The Boys and Girls Club, we're working on the existing building out in Elbow Lake to get the bids out. So hopefully by next week, they'll get them out. Currently, there's no building in Callaway, but we're gonna hold a meeting here soon to build a strategy how we're gonna get that club up and moving. And the other thing is, people talk about our land and water. When people hear the reservation, you know, sometimes people hear Native people, you know, they think, oh, lots of land and per caps. But we all know this isn't true. Many people need to understand that White Earth Reservation is checkerboard. There's different types of land throughout our reservation. It's private land, it's federal land, it's state land, and some tribal land. And actually the tribe only owns 11% throughout our reservation. Chairman talked about the White Earth Forest earlier, and that is on our forefront list. You know, prior to being elected, I was the government relations coordinator, and I worked really close with our lobbyists, state and federal. You know, recently a reporter asked me, he come up and he said, you know, the White Earth land transfer bill didn't go through last year. Are you guys gonna give up? I had to explain to him, it wasn't just White Earth's bill that didn't go through. There were many, many bills that did not get passed. And it's not a reason for us to give up. We will continue, we'll readjust, we'll continue to educate people, we'll build relationships, and we're resilient, and we'll keep pushing forward. For our housing, our tribal leaders, we met with Commissioner Ho of the Minnesota Housing Finance last week, and we recognize and identify, you know, we're lacking housing, we need some more supportive housing, so we're going to continue working hard on taking advantage of grant opportunities to see and strategize if it looks, you know, if we can build the housing units every year or every 2 years, but please know we're going to continue working on that. There's a couple of new housing developments that are currently in process right now. We have elderly tiny homes that are coming to District 3. We're getting 6, 4 in White Earth and 2 in Pine Point. And these homes are going to provide immediate relief to those who are in need. So we're keeping a list, and you can reach out to my assistant, Tiffany Swears, to get on that list, and we'll keep in touch. We are going to meet with Representative Fox to see how he's distributing or picking his tenants instead of reinventing the wheel. ARPA homes too, White Earth Housing Authority is getting 4 homes. So, you know, these initiatives reflect a strong commitment to addressing the housing challenges and improving living conditions for our community and our reservation. And by working together and learning for successful models, we can make significant strides in providing safe and supportive housing for our members. The other thing is my assistant, Tiffany Swears, is working on some surveys. We're going to be getting them out to the community members. That's one way we plan to get feedback from the community members and put your guys' voices at the forefront also. I want to mention that racing is right around the corner, so I hope everybody's getting their canoes, their poles, and their knockers ready. You know, this week, the Wild Race Department is going to be having a meeting at the White Earth Community Center on August 8th at 7 p.m. Racers are going to be able to come there and look at the pictures of this year's crops. So another thing, just look out for one another while you guys are out on the lake. You know, it's easy sometimes to get lost out there. So one other thing, it's a community care and support. You know, it's always important to look out for one another, especially our elders, family and friends. And if you haven't seen someone or, you know, have concerns, just reach out to us. We have different programs, our elder advocates, our CSO programs that can check in on others. So I have some business cards available. If you need my contact information, and my articles will be in the Anishinaabe paper. I also do Facebook updates. In closing, I know there's a lot more to cover, but you know, let's just embrace this moment with a renewed sense of purpose and a commitment to make a meaningful difference. As we move forward, let's all pledge our support by working together to achieve goals that will benefit our community for the generations to come. And again, I just want to reiterate my heartfelt gratitude for this opportunity to serve you all. Let's lift each other up. Our shared vision for a bright future is within our reach, and together we can turn that vision into a reality. I truly believe if we work together, we can build a brighter tomorrow. Miigwech, and good luck on the gaming floor.
Miigwech, thank you very much, Laura. Rob, we'll have you come back one more time here, and we're going to switch to our brother, Joe Plummer. Boy, I could spend the whole damn rest of the day talking about Joe, but I won't.
I, Laura Lee Erickson, do hereby swear
I, Laura Lee Erickson, do hereby swear
that I will support, honor, and respect
that I will support, honor, and respect
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the revised Constitution and bylaws of the Minnesota Chippewa tribe,
and the revised Constitution and bylaws of the Minnesota Chippewa tribe,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge
and will faithfully and impartially discharge
the duties of my office to the best of my judgment and ability.
the duties of my office to the best of my judgment and ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We're going to need our Monoman singers stand by and color guard. Gentlemen, the veterans here, come back. We're going to do this at this time, and then we're going to go into our meal. And like Chairman Fairbanks says, he wants to hear from all of you. I've been listening quietly and patiently, and I can hear the stomachs growling. So I have been listening. So we're going to be going into a meal here very shortly, but we would like to take care of our staff and our colors one more time, as is appropriate of how we started out. Also, I want to acknowledge to my right, our Secretary Treasurer, Mr. Michael LaRock, our Secretary Treasurer. And to my left, this young man here, we refer to him on the res as the Wild Rice Whisperer, Eugene Sumner's District 2, right here. And the gentleman to the left is our District 1 representative, and I really love Henry when you refer to his Rice Lake in the old school as Jack Pine. Henry Fox, right here, District 1 rep. And this song you're about to hear is what they refer to as the Ojibwe traveling song. I had the privilege and honor to meet the gentleman that composed this song. I'm talking about the late Alex Steed from Wojciech Onigum up in Kenora. He composed this song when he was in a hospital, and they gave him 4 days. And his brother come to him, who had passed about 10 years earlier, by the name of Doug Skeed. These guys were both original members of the famous Lake of the Woods drum. And he come in that dream, and he told them what to do with the feast, the family, the ceremony. And he sang this song to give to him. So it's actually a doctor and healing song. He walked out of the hospital in 4 days. He took me aside a long time ago when I was announcing up there. You know, the old guys, they go like this, they call you down and you think you're in trouble. And I went and sat to him and he said, Vince, I'm telling you, because these people love you, what you do, and we want you to share it a good way, the appropriateness of this song, how it actually came to him directly. And I take that in a very high honor. So when this song is sung and we exit with these staff and colors, the song also, like the prayer Rob talked about, is making sure all of us return to our homes safely in a good way. We leave in a good mind, a good spirit, and a good heart. How appropriately, the traveling song. All right, brothers, you know what to do. We'll go one on a flag to honor the staff and colors, and then right into the traveling song. So whenever you're ready, ladies and gentlemen, if you rise one more time, Monoman singers, whenever you're ready. The Who, Big Witch. Big Witch, thank you very much, Monoman Singers, for that sneaky tale. Hey, all right, everybody can have a seat at this time as we're going to go into our meal here. And I believe the food will be coming out to you. I want to take a special acknowledgement. All those young boys you've seen, those young boys and girls, represent various tribal communities here at the White Earth Nation, along with White Earth Nation. And they're in a youth leadership role, and they are honored by representing this beautiful tribal nation. And I want to say a special thank you to all of those princes and braves that took time out to be here with us this afternoon. So we will go into our meal at this time, and also to thank our honor guard and all of our help, our volunteers that are here with us. We want you to enjoy a great meal at this time, and even sit with somebody else you don't know and make friends and so forth. Also, we got a guest and visitor here. We want to extend a little bit of time that comes to us from the Leech Lake Nation. We talked, you listened to Laura Lee here and Mike talking about our issues, that we're progressive and visionary with state legislator and so forth. We always have to deal with counties and city councils and so forth. And we want to welcome to the mic at this time my good friend Mike Reyes at this time, that is running for his district office over there on the Leech Lake Nation on a county board representation. Welcome to the White Earth Nation here, brother. It's good to see you again.
Thank you, Vince. Hello, my name is Mike Reyes Buju. Zungude Indigenous Cause, Makwan Dudem, Kamasquatimi Kag, and Dunjiba. My spirit name is Strong Heart. My government name is Michael Reyes. I appreciate them letting me speak here on this amazing day that we get to celebrate our right to vote and choose our leadership. I know during election times, it's very tough on our tribal communities because it sometimes divides us. But once those seats are taken, those oaths are taken, that we all have to come together for the same thing as moving forward like they sit here. I am running for Minnesota State Legislator, House 2B. So to put in perspective, I am a Leech Lake band member. Half my family is enrolled in White Earth. The area it covers is all of Leech Lake, all of White Earth. There's a strip in between, Bagley, and it goes up around Bemidji up to Kelliher. It is a huge district. The man that represents this area will not speak with our tribal leaders. He does not believe in our treaty rights. He ignores those. So today started out very interesting when we got to see Tim Walz get nominated as a VP. That puts in position of Peggy Flanagan becoming the first Indigenous woman to become governor. History was made 2 weeks ago when Leech Lake got their land back. It was decades and decades of lobbying and fighting. The one thing I said is they admitted, they went back and said that they were wrong and we got our land back. There's only one reservation, that's the first stop. And our next stop is here, Red Lake, and every other nation that land was taken away. Representing the Minnesota State Legislative in this area, there's a lot of different things that I want to do. And a lot of that is having that government-to-government relation that we have to have with our tribal nations. They are the original form of government here, as our tribal nations. And so, having a background in law enforcement of 16 years, I'm a volunteer firefighter for 11 now. Is that I know in these communities on our reservations, there's things that we lack. And a lot of that is the first responders. And so I'm asking you, as a tribal enrollees, those are not enrolled, those that live here, that don't vote for Minnesota elections because it's just not our election. It is your election. I want to tell you that. When you don't vote, your votes go to those who do not honor our treaties and our reservations and the needs that we have here. So November 5th comes along. From now until then, If you don't like your neighbor, you don't really get along, you go there and you talk and you say, you know what, we have to start registering to vote. We have to start making changes. Make changes at your township. Make changes at your county commissioner. There's only 8 county commissioners that are indigenous out of 88 counties in Minnesota. On the House of Representatives, I think there's only 4 of us. That needs to change. Our representation as the state has to start representing Native Americans. We are the protectors of this land. You know, when I say we don't own the land, we do not own the land. We were here and put here to protect our land. And we don't put people in these seats with the best intention of our environment and of our people, and everybody else are relatives. If it's black, white, brown, yellow, whatever it is, Native people, we have always opened our arms to everybody. And we showed that during COVID. When we had those COVID shots just for our people, we did not just take those for our people. We opened them up for everybody in our community, our relatives here. We've always been like that. Even though we have been treated bad, we've always had good hearts. And that's just who we are as Anishinaabe. So from now to then, don't fear to get out and vote or register to vote. You can register the day of the polls, but let's do this. 26% turnout in White Earth. There's 27 in Leech Lake. When we have a low turnout, like I said, there's other people that will come in and they will fight against what we are trying to do for the betterment of our communities and our Ojibwe nations. So I'm asking for your support. I'm asking you to get out and vote. If you have never voted in Minnesota state election, the time is now. There has been 11 bills passed for tribal entities in the last session, the last couple House sessions. You need to vote DFL. We need to stick together and we need to start holding them to honor our treaties. And hopefully we get our land back and they don't destroy it so we don't lose that culture and that legacy that holds us together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Mike, for being here today. We got to have some interesting conversation earlier, and I said it would be so unique if we can combine both the Leech Lake and White Earth Nation to rally up every 18-year-old eligible voter living and residing within these counties, within the boundaries of our reservation, and the power of that vote would scare them. So if you can get out and vote, encourage these young people to get out because it matters for the future of what we plan to do progressively down the road. Mike, thank you for being here today. Enjoy your meal. We'll go into our meal at this time, and also I've been asked to remind everybody somewhere outside there, I guess, is a big produce truck that is here to give you everything you want free, from tomatoes to cucumbers to everything in the garden. Carrots is a produce, it's all fresh. And as you leave, if you have a chance, make your way over there and maybe someone didn't get a garden this year. The produce is free to each and everybody here in attendance. So make sure you take that time after you enjoy this meal. So we'll go into our meal at this time, and this will conclude our inauguration here and our ceremony, and enjoy a great afternoon with our meal. And if you drop some money down there on the machines, good luck. I was down there earlier, and the only machines paying out were the ATM machines. Hey, so enjoy your stay with us. Aho.